Lots of people in this world think that the Bible is just a bunch of myths, like a fairy tale or some Disney movie. However, there's a lot of archaeological finds that would corroborate the evidence that we have in the Bible, suggesting that the Bible has real history that it is describing. For example, here's 3 archaeological finds that we could look at. One is the Merneptah Stele. Merneptah was an ancient pharaoh, and he describes basically all of the different people that he defeated. It's a victory lap he goes through. And one of the people he defeats is the people of Israel, the nation of Israel. And he writes this at about 1200 BC, which would suggest that this nation of Israel, led by Moses, led by Joshua, led by the different judges like Samson, all the way down to David, this nation existed. And Pharaoh Merneptah had defeated it at one point in one particular battle. Another would be the Tel Dan inscription. Tel Dan, tel meaning an excavation point, Dan meaning a particular city in Israel, and an inscription. So there was this rock inscription written by an Aramean king, some other nation from the ancient Near East, probably Hazael. And he describes defeating all these different kings, and one of them he defeats is someone from the house of David. And the house of David would make you think, wait a second, the Bible talks a lot about the house of David. David is the king from about 1000 BC. He had defeated Goliath. He had written a bunch of psalms. He's a man after God's own heart. He wants to build the temple, etc., etc. And you have all of these Davidic kings, this dynasty down to Jesus Christ at about 0 AD. So the Bible talks a lot about this. The house of David is referenced outside of the Bible. This is about 800 BC. The last point that we can look at is King Hezekiah. He's a Davidic king about 700 BC. And he writes about how he's seeing all of these people from Assyria, the Assyrian Empire, is wiping out everybody. They're coming for Jerusalem. And he's thinking, okay, we got a battle on our hands. How are we going to make sure that we don't die of thirst? How are we going to make sure that we stay alive? He knows there's a water source outside the city. So he's going to try and build a tunnel to connect the spring of Gihon into the city of Jerusalem. So he has 2 groups of people and they burrow their way in. And once they meet in the middle, they write on the side of the wall, on the side of the tunnel, that process. It's like a work document. And we have that work document still from about 700 BC. So these are 3 different extra biblical archaeological finds, which you can look at more in depth and find other findings in the Zondervan Bible Archaeology book.